Today at the Who Not How meetup, we're going to break down a lease with option versus a standard rent. Somebody came and really wanted to learn what to do because they're stuck in a situation. They got a job transfer and now they're not close to the property, so they're trying to figure out what the best solution is. There's not a ton of equity because they've only been there. You're definitely going to want to stay tuned for this one because we're going to break all these numbers down today.
It's still got wood trim all over the house, but it has minimal equity in it. Comps are kind of challenging in that area because a lot of people seem to move there and then just settle. So we've seen houses that are very comparable for, you know, okay.
Which, is it, how far away from the city, like from the main street city, like you said Westminster, right? Is it within city limit or outskirts of it?
I would assume outside of it's on Salem Bottoms Road. So,
A lot of farmland on that side of the?
Yeah.
Okay,
A lot of
but they're bigger
Much more rural.
So you said, lower on the equity, are they going into foreclosure,
This is actually his house.
pre-foreclosure? Yeah, tell me about that.
just haven't had it that long. Originally got it, had like 5-year plans and everything like that, and I'm military, so job change, people like the people I was renting the house with, essentially I own the house, but I had people that were renting for me, their stuff had them moving away, and long story short, just don't have the time or resources.
So you own the house right now, you're living in it, are you like house hacking it?
I was living in it. I moved to an apartment closer to work recently because, like I said, work changed. I had to be available more often, and I was over an hour away most days because of traffic and things like that. So I had to move to a place closer.
Are you looking to rent it out?
Yeah, both possibilities, I guess.
Yeah, so he does want to pay up his VA entitlements within the next 3 years. So
Okay.
I don't know if that leads it more towards to have like a fix and flip and then rent it out at a higher market price, or what the right avenue to go now.
What's your mortgage now?
Around
26?
Yeah, 652.
You gotta get on the whiteboard there,
They're
sir.
actually being
Start writing those numbers down.
Aye, aye, Captain.
What kind of rent? What's that long-term rents in that area?
More than 6.
Louder for people in the back. What's the first, what's the mortgage? They're gonna throw the whiteboard while you're writing the numbers.
2613.
Yeah, HOA.
Yeah, but Micah.
Yeah, so this one's just the specials menu, and this is the whole thing.
Are you living
I'm
in it
gonna give you a
right
minute
now,
to
or-
look.
No,
You want
not
to
anymore.
journey?
Nobody else is living in it. How long has it been vacant?
Chris, do you have another mic?
No, this is the only one I got.
Months probably.
Just wish mine would work.
I'll mess with it.
2613 mortgage?
Yeah.
2, 6, 1.
And then 22 cents.
Okay.
That's monthly.
And what is bed and bath count?
14.
42, yeah.
42 square footage?
I believe it's at 1,600. It sits on 1 acre of land.
1 acre. So what's currently happening with it? Is it currently being rented or it's vacant right now?
Vacant.
Oh, okay.
You said
No money being made.
2613 is the monthly payment?
Yes.
Chris, 2613 is the monthly payment.
2, 6. Gotcha.
1, 3.
1, 3.
13 a month.
He has no equity, you didn't ask him about the mortgage.
You can't throw too many numbers too fast at a dyslexic.
I was like, I'm pretty sure.
You got to go step by step.
2613.
26, 13. I need a favor. Can you hit that like button for me? I would really appreciate it, and it helps the channel out a lot. Now, let's get back to the video.
So you get like Zillow, price by rental. You gotta get a rental estimate there or rent on.
Not on the rental part of it. I didn't look at that.
We can, I mean, you gotta get up some saying. You can get
Do you have a realtor? I am one. Just throwing that out there. I also own a property management company. All right, so we need to figure out what your market rents as just a regular long-term rental would be. Do you roughly know what that is?
Not really on a rental. Most of the stuff that I looked at was like pricing for selling at the time.
Okay.
Do you mind sharing, you comfortable sharing address? I can look at that real quick.
That's fine.
But I guess for now we can start getting some like other details, like what are you currently?
Yeah, what's the current note on it, rate, all that fun stuff?
In terms, I'm not
not good with it. All right. Please help me out.
What? How much do you owe, and what is your mortgage rate?
Outstanding balance, 370,000.
370.
369,909.
370 is perfect.
370. Is there currently anything in arrears right now? So, okay.
So it's a VA loan, right?
Monocrip entitlements in 3 years.
Okay. And, how many years left on the mortgage?
It doesn't.
When did you buy it?
When's the maturity date?
Yeah, maturity, it's like 2053 or something.
He's bought it.
2 years.
Oh, he bought,
He's bought it.
We just bought it.
okay, so I got you, so.
It was a 30-year term is the norm.
within
So,
a year-
29 years.
I think I got about a little over
Interest
2
rate,
years.
5.68.
All right, so we got
5.688.
5.688.
What kind of expenses outside of your current mortgage payment do you incur? Lawn maintenance and, you know, all the stuff you typically see? Other
Up
than like the
until I moved
other than
out,
the
I was
utilities?
doing the lawn and everything like that. The lawnmower broke the week after I moved out, so
Awesome.
not great.
It's always that way.
Right.
I'm paying somebody for that right now, and the only other things that really came out of it were electricity and internet. It's on a well pump system, so
And so on an acre, you're on well and septic, I'm sure.
yes, not right. Septic, yes, septic tank, yeah.
And so in this area, anything when you hit half to 3/4 of an acre or more, it's always on well and septic.
I believe it's technically like an acre and a half. I think it's like 1.46 or something like that. But
I'm gonna come to see your address. so
Yeah,
I don't want
if
it
you
to be
would-
my
I was just
outtake,
gonna-
so.
Any other expenses?
So we got, what do we got?
I get a mosquito service,
What about taxes?
like a bug service and some, things like that. But
No.
that's about it. That's
What's the monthly escrow for taxes and insurance? The monthly escrow.
Your escrow is
404.
404.
404. Escrow. Based on that, we'll say 150.
So I have glasses.
Insurance.
Chris, you are writing on a whiteboard, not a piece of paper, sir. A little bit bigger.
The sad part is I am writing bigger than I normally do. All right, so if our escrow is 404, we'll just call it 202 each for 202 to taxes, 202 to insurance, because that's roughly about accurate.
And I have video walkthroughs I could show. We actually have.
Is it rental ready right now? Is it clean?
Yeah, I mean, we have like a few like small items we can take out. But
So
it's-
just some touch-up paint, maybe
It's outdated,
change
right?
out some doorknob. Oh, it's
got
outdated.
wood panel walls, so you could like.
It's
update
rent ready,
that.
probably.
Oh, could you paint over it, or
Say, are they? The same thing you were saying.
yeah, could you paint over it, make it look just like an accent wall, or do you think you really? Because that's a whole remodel there for that.
So you bought it 2 years ago, June 2023, right? About that time.
Stainless steel appliances. I
No,
mean,
older appliances.
older appliances. Like, what do you mean white? Like the white.
general electric, like built-in stove.
Yeah.
What's the style of that house? Is it a farmhouse, colonial, rambler?
2 floors,
Single family, 2-level,
Floors,
like,
split level.
yeah, not split level.
Colonial.
Above ground.
Colonial sounds like. Basement?
Bedrooms upstairs, main level on the kitchen, living room, family room on the main level.
floor
let me
goes
see.
to the top of the hill,
Split level.
so it's,
Split level.
Split foyer.
it's on a hill a little bit, so.
Right?
Split foyer.
Above ground though, I don't.
Split level, you still walk in level. Split foyer, it's literally
I
split.
call it split level, but yeah.
Split,
Anyways,
yeah.
it's-
They get
it's that kind
they
of
get
house.
confused all the time. Yeah. All right, so it's a split foyer.
see, so you're in a low equity situation because
Buy it too much down. I don't know about.
Have you looked into?
What you moved to? Just curious. Like, you had to move for work.
I moved to Odenton, which is like right
Oh, yeah.
outside of Fort Meade.
Yeah. So you
Right out 32.
Yeah. Originally, when I moved and everything, the drive wasn't that. When I went to Westminster, the drive wasn't that bad, like 30, 35 minutes. And then the bridge going down changed traffic and everything. And then it got to where when I needed to go and come home was like high traffic time, so
Right.
it would go to like hour and 45.
Right. Have you looked into refinancing at all?
Not really. I know at first when I thought I was going to stay in the house, I did want to look into it. And when I thought I was going to sell it quickly, then I didn't look at it. So I
Right.
haven't looked at it.
The Fed meets on the 17th, and it's rumored. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen until it does happen, but rates are going to come down about a half a point.
That's not directly tied to the mortgage market, though.
Correct.
You can have some trickle down effect, but
you'll take
Prime's been going up, and mortgage rates have been going down in the past week. So they're not related at all, but
I
they're
mean, I
still
think
very
over
correlated
fourth
together.
quarter, I think it definitely will have some positive impact.
Agreed.
Now that's gonna drop a whole lot below 5.7 now.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rate right now.
It's not a bad rate at all, no.
so I can see why you're having trouble finding the comp because I'm just briefly glanced through it, what's being rented in that area. I don't see any rent data that's closer to you. The closest one that's being currently rented for $33.50. That is a newer house and also better square footage and newer house and more bathrooms. So I would say you're probably hovering about close to $3,000.
Yeah, I would say that's accurate.
Like if you're getting $3,000, that's pretty lucky. Probably gonna be like 29, 28.
Chris, they have vouchers up there?
What's that?
They have vouchers up in that county?
It's Carroll County. Yeah.
Probably be a little higher, maybe slightly 32 maybe.
Can anybody check HUD real quick?
Check to see.
That's really good idea.
Voucher tenants, like, Section 8.
Oh, I see. Yeah, my tenants essentially like
Oh, there
they're
you go.
wonderful.
There you go.
I wish I could just start them sooner.
All right, so obviously between these two, you only have about a $350, $400 a month delta in
So like,
between.
you basically don't have any cash flow. If you rent it out at $3,000, you know, with the CapEx and everything like that, it just basically cover your mortgage with a couple hundred extra too,
Well,
in case nothing blew up.
if you rent it out, are you looking to hire management for it, or are you going to manage it yourself?
Probably self-manage.
I would recommend self-manage because out of this
Right.
$375 at $3,000 a month, management's going to cost you $300 a month.
It's actually low. I mean, this is wrong. I have November 2024 payment standard for 4-bedroom 2826.
HUD's rent has gone down in the last 6 months because of all of the political talk about taking it from the Fed level and bringing it back to the state level. Those numbers have been crawling back a little bit. Nothing drastic, but they were on a 3, 4, 5% increase per year, and it's kind of dipped a little bit. I think overall, from everything that I've been reading, studying, following, that rent prices are kind of taking a slow, small dip, but overall just kind of hovering. And within the next probably 6 to 12 months, they're going to start going back up.
What about a lease option? Rent, and you're gonna rent and you're not gonna be making a ton
If you're looking to
cash.
get back out of it in 3 years, doing a lease option, a 3-year lease with option. So I will lease it to you for $3,000 a month, but we're going to agree to sell it at $400,000 between now and in the next 3 years.
So they're covering, in this case scenario, they're covering maintenances, they're essentially acting as, on behalf as like the owner.
Beautiful idea.
Yeah,
So the biggest thing with that, your standard lease, you're going to be required to take care of the maintenance items.
toilet breaks, whatever, all that stuff that, typical landlord does, they're taking care of it on their behalf. And they're paying you a down payment to be able to have the opportunity to buy your house in 3 years.
Right.
When they kind of work in
So
this favor
it's a
as
different
well,
type
that
of
they
lease.
Dated, so there's actually room to put forced equity into the house.
Absolutely.
To update it with it.
Good, that's why lease option would be a great set. I agree with them. I would, because you don't want the house anyway. You have intention to free the.
You have to
I need a favor. If you're getting value from this, would you hit that like button for me? It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate you for it. Now, back to the video.
You want to exit, right, in 3 years, you already moved out. So that will also alleviate the painfulness of being a landlord, because they're sort of stepping into ownership, you're prepping them for it.
So for people that maybe
It's a good session.
have great
This is a good
plans,
session.
a couple years
Well done. Glad you brought all this cool stuff.
value, and then they can refinance it. 'Cause the rates should, I believe, the rates should be down in like 2 or 3 years from now.
I just locked in a buyer 2 days ago at, well, I didn't, their lender did, at 5.8 on a 10% down jumbo loan. It's a 950 purchase. Yeah, house is freaking enormous. $950,000 house in Newmarket off a gas house. It's a 7-year-old house. They paid $560 for it.
So think about it this way.
And I just locked up the contract for my buyer clients at $950. They
let's
started
say-
at $1 million. They were listed at $975 when we wrote. Yeah,
They're listed at $975 and you lock up for them for what?
$950. And they originally started at $1 million.
So let's say you're looking to cash flow $300 a month, right? $300 a month at 12 months, that's $3,600. 3 years, your exit. Anywhere from 10 to 15,000, maybe more.
And the greatest thing
And you're
with
getting that paid up front, and that's an opportunity to buy your property. So essentially, you're getting your cash flow directly up front. Instead of you having to worry, on the, after all said and done, you're not making any money right now in this scenario. If you were going to be the landlord,
you're just having somebody else build your equity, so that way when you do sell it, you're not having to dig into your pocket to pull it out. So with a lease option, and I do several of these, so most people call them a lease option. It's not. It's 2 separate documents. Here's the lease with the terms, and then here is a separate option contract to say, hey, over the next 3 years, I'm going to give you the opportunity to go get a regular bank loan to buy this house at this price that we agree upon today. With that, you sell them the option. National average, $7,500.
The bonus is if they fix it up and make it look nicer, and they decide not to because maybe they get it yourself, employed somewhere else, or you have to somewhere be located.
It's somewhere between 85 to 90% of people do not actually perform on that option.
Right.
I just had one happen in Ohio. I bought a subject to property. It was already under a lease with option. They didn't perform on that option. Did not clean the house up at all. I think it was actually in worse shape. First time I ever saw it was a week ago, and I've owned it for 3 years. My bird dog, who looked at it for me and did a FaceTime with me, was like, I just sold it to him because he's now a flipper. I made 10 grand, he's gonna make 50 or 60. So me building that relationship from somebody who just got started, and I follow him, stay in touch with him from time to time, watch some of his progress on everything. We close in a week or 2, I think. I gave him 4 different options. I was like, I'll just assign it to you, or I'll quit claim it over to you. You take over the sub too. What's up, buddy? But he wanted to just cash it out and use his hard money funds. He's like, I'll make more this way. I'm like, I don't see it, but I'm not going to argue it. So I think overall your best shot is going to be that lease with option, to be able to secure yourself in the best possible position. Because now, even if you're renting it for $3,000, so you got your $375 spread, keep 150 of that in your war chest for repairs, vacancy, CapEx. Because yes, even though your document states that they have to take care of everything, the likelihood of that is slimmer.
and in 3 years, you're not coming to closing with the check. Right now, you're gonna.
It's a fee.
You're gonna pay this guy a lot of money to sell your property and the buyer's agent, and then you're coming to closing with all the remaining.
If you sell it right now, average right now, you're looking about 8 to 9% total cost all in between agents, transfer and recordation, attorneys, inspections, all the things. And that's if Just say you sell it for 400, you might walk away with like $5,000.
Comps, I looked at it like 420.
This way you got time on your.
Newer,
That's ARV.
yeah. So this has some work in it. Yours is dated, so if the high comp is only 420, you're looking 380, 390. You're basically looking to just kind of get out.
So can we do a side-by-side comparison? I want to be a landlord that exits in 3 years. How much am I losing versus doing the lease option?
So if we just sell now versus
No, if I rent now.
if I rent now,
If I rent now,
rent versus lease option,
yeah. So you can see the differences here. At least you're getting upfront money.
right?
I'll just stand up 'cause I can't see the whiteboard right now.
Yeah, get over here. I'll let you get over here.
Sit in the catbird seat.
The camera has to see it, sorry.
All right, I gotta sit down.
Get over here.
Lease with option.
Your rating gets smaller.
Yes, yes.
So where's the 5,000 for, Chris?
5,000 to 7,500 is your option
your
fee,
range.
Option deposit.
not deposit. It's a fee. And that little shift in verbiage
right,
makes
because
all the
deposit
difference.
makes it wanna go
If it's a
50,
deposit, now
it's going
that's going
towards
towards his down payment.
Yeah.
Versus if it's a fee,
Oh, I see.
it's
Yeah.
that.
I've
It's
always
that.
done it as an
it-
option deposit, so it goes towards the purchase price.
Heck no, it's an option
Yeah.
fee. See, we just made David an extra 5 to 75.
There we go. Add it to this guy.
Right? All right, and then we'll just say we're gonna rent it for $3,000 a month. And I've been calling that, what, 375, 380?
You get 8 items, 6%.
People have tried to teach me how to write for years.
Guys, yeah, I need to teach you to actually have right for Chris.
Oh, yeah. The lost cause right here.
Yes,
We're squinting over here.
yes it is. All right, so $380 a month gross. Now you gotta factor in carrying costs. So out of this, you're gonna keep at least,
That's monthly?
yes.
Okay.
So if, keyword, if nothing goes wrong, and you already said the house is older, right?
Yeah. how's it?
Right. If
So-
no HVAC
Well,
breakdown.
to be fair, I think all of the things that were majorly going to go wrong already did, because I had to replace.
But as a landlord, you
That's a
wanna
good thing.
expect things to go wrong.
As a landlord, it is never if something is going to go wrong, it is when something is going to go wrong. And we just
To what
hold on,
extent?
and we just hold on really tight and pray that it's not going to go bad really quickly.
Well, I already had to replace the whole well pump and water system and then redo the attic because of the insulation.
But it's always good to have war chest to set aside.
Oh, yeah.
If it doesn't go bad, then that's your money back to your pocket when you sell.
And I do my best to keep about $5,000 in my savings account for anything that goes bad all the time, so.
You take at least 5K, 75.
Sale, 370 in another 3 years, you're going to owe.
You know, helping calculate the exit cost.
Yeah, please.
So I'm gonna use 8% as a closing cost.
Well, if this is already locked up, you can take the 5 to 6% away for agent fees.
Right.
So I
you
would
1
do.
to 5. Because usually transfer taxes and everything like that, like plus, you have to pay the selling side.
Each
Well, no,
in a
I
situation
think
like
you're
this,
right.
each side
It's already
pays
locked
both.
in.
I would do it at 2.5%.
I'm just gonna do 3. Round it up.
I like
Hey,
3.
Side dialogue. I'm trying to figure out what you guys are talking about.
Closing costs.
We're talking
Talk
about
to me like I'm
closing
3.
costs. Okay. So
I do.
risk it,
Road is 369.
369.
Amount owed is 369.
Well, in 3 years, we're estimating it's going to be 365.
So assuming you're selling a 400K to this lease option buyer, you still have to pay about 3% closing costs. That will cost you about 12 grand. So that need to come out because that just transfer taxes, ask for a fee, paying the title company, do the paperwork, and all that. whether you're doing on market or off market. So we're gonna take out 12K out of that.
All right, so do this math for me if you would, please.
400 minus 365 minus 12. You are making hopefully 23 grand. Okay. That's if nothing goes wrong. And then
Best
you-
case scenario.
Well, plus
Right,
you
best
made
case
money
scenario.
along the way too.
Right. And
Now
you have
add
a
in-
non-refundable option fee.
Now we just throw in, do 5,000, so on top of that,
You got about another 12 grand in cash flow.
28, and then do 3 years times 380.
380 times 12 times 3. It's another 13K.
Both sides, that it's only 1 year instead of 3 years, because if you did 450,
13,
13K.
it's closer to like 16 grand.
Hey, Chris, what's
28,
the length you're estimating on this?
3 years.
So you are estimating 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years out.
3, I wouldn't do anything less than 3 years. Normal, quote unquote, normal is 4 or 5.
Principal would be dropped quite a bit more, because if 450 is going towards principal each month, then after 36 months, it's 16 grand is actually coming off.
369 minus 16.
So what would be owed in 3 years, you're saying?
369 minus 13.
You use the amortization schedule to look at it, or you just kind of directly count? Well then, alright, I'm gonna use the amortization schedule more, because I'm trying to prove a point.
It'll actually be more than that, like we're kind of lowballing it, saying 450, because over time it'll be more towards principal.
Because in the beginning, most your PT, your payment, big chunk of it is going to interest. That's not gonna reduce the principal.
Yeah, you're only 2 years in, so majority of your principal is, or more, majority of your payment is only going towards interest for the first 5 years.
Right.
Realistically, if you look at a 30-year, first 10 years you're paying the interest. Next 10 years you're starting to gain. The last 10 years is when you actually make money. That's why the banks are always harping on you between 5 to 7 years to refinance, because they get to start that whole thing all over again. They make all their money up front. So the big key with interest rates and refinances, if it's not at least 1 point, it's not worth it, because you're restarting that clock to pay them all of their interest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's also why so many people today have golden handcuffs. I got a ton of equity, but my interest rate's 3%. I can get 300 grand worth of equity out of my property, but my payment would double or triple.
So,
And then I start that clock over again.
so Janine, Chris, the statement here is 455 is the principal bill. Principal only, right? That's the principal amount.
Right.
So you're saying, she's saying like you take 36 months times 450 on average. She's saying
Okay.
it's gonna continue to go a little higher. Well, not
Yeah,
much.
it's pretty close.
What's your current balance, the principal balance right now?
369.
Okay, that's pretty close. So then in about 3 years, I'm looking at 2018, just say September, the same month. Okay, so let's drop down to
Really, his
340,
numbers about 10 grand off.
341.
All right, so we'll change this to 355.
Yeah, so that number is about 355.
355.
We'll consider this a worst case scenario.
So that's 22.
Because he's going to.
All right, hang on. That
probably
just
be
changed
making
those
more
numbers.
After the third year, going to lease option.
Yeah, the longer.
All right, so there's 20, or I'm sorry, I changed that. I did that wrong. 12K was the closing cost. By the time they pay down the principal in the next 3 years,
Right,
that's
so-
what they're estimating. It was at 365.
Okay, now it's actually gonna be 342 exact.
342.
I use the exact interest rate, the exact loan origination date. So then in September 2028, if they sell it this month, September 2028, the mortgage balance, principal balance will be this amount.
Okay. All right, so what is this spread here for
Sale price.
sale price minus owed in 3 years?
So 400
Minus 342.
42, it's gonna be So you're gonna take
58
out
minus 12.
So we're looking at 46K. Okay. And cost option, if you want to
Add 5.
Everything's
Alright,
bottom
and so
line.
51. Cost of cash flow about 13K. Alright, you're looking at 64,000 exit into your pocket.
And
Best
we didn't even,
scenario.
but we didn't even talk about how much the house is gonna appreciate in 3 years.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, 'cause he's got.
You
it
locked your
sold for
you locked your
Oh,
sale
that's
price
right.
in already.
Lots
My
of the
bad.
sell price.
Scratch that.
All right, so
This is good, like,
Yeah,
talking
you
about,
didn't
like,
talk about the fact that he might not go through with it though.
Yeah.
Make it so bad.
there we could sit here for 4 days going through the potentials.
Right.
But rough scenario with a lease with option, using a $5,000 option fee, you currently owe 380, or excuse me, your monthly cash flow gross is going to be about 380. Put 150 of that away. Doesn't mess with these numbers, but you sell it for 400. In 3 years, you'll owe 342. Your closing costs are going to be about 12 grand. So just with these numbers, you're looking at pocket money at 46,000. Add in your option fee, 51, and then your cash flow over those 3 years. So your potential, now obviously all the things have to go right,
Yeah.
but you're looking at walking away with $64,000 in the next 3 years by doing a lease with option over the next 3 years.
And even with, if we're going off the first number you did, worst case scenario where the ode doesn't go down exponentially, it just stayed the same,
Yeah.
it's still around 40,000. So
Yeah.
Or if
So
they
just say
decide-
$24,000 worth of stuff happens over this time. Okay, you still walk away with 40 grand.
Yeah.
And you just had to be patient for 3 years.
And I think that's a good healthy number in case that worst case scenario they stop paying and you have to take it back, you have to foreclose on them.
It's not a foreclosure.
It's not a foreclosure because it's still a
You have
lease.
to evict them. You have to evict them out of this lease situation.
Yep.
Legal fee and everything, fixed up the house if they trash the house. You still have good amount of money to make sure you still come out on top.
Being a landlord is a gamble. It's no different than playing the stock market or going to Vegas. There's several more things to protect you, the landlord, in real estate versus the other things. But the worst case scenario, worst case scenario, could happen. But you also have insurance. If this tenant burns this thing to the ground, they have insurance. You have insurance. This gets paid off, you get a large chunk of change, and then you can just sell the dirt to somebody who's looking for land to build something on. I don't know, is there anybody here that likes land or dirt? No? Oh, hey, we got Mr. Jay Moore in the house. He's the landman. So I would say $55,000 to $65,000.
Okay. We got the
Now-
numbers around. How do we promote this? How do we find that lease option buyer?
Facebook Marketplace, Zillow. On the agent side of things, it is potentially there, but you're going to have better, I think you're going to have better results doing it on your own versus hiring an agent to do it.
Or you can do a 1% broker.
You can do a 1%. Like if you came to me and you're like, hey, this is what I want to do. Okay. Yes, I'm a realtor and I live in the traditional world on that end of things, but I'm also an investor. So I understand this. Most real estate agents don't have a clue in the world what we just did here.
Yeah, you can probably post it on Zillow for like rent by owner.
100%. Now, 90% of that, you're going to get, oh, I don't want to do that. I just want to rent. I'm sorry, you don't qualify.
Just gotta make,
Before you show a property for anything, pre-qualify them. I have a condo in Gaithersburg that I'm trying to do owner finance with. I don't want to be a landlord in Montgomery County. Doesn't fit my business model.
So you're.
I've had 18 inquiries because I did the same thing, Facebook Marketplace and Zillow. And I put it under rent, but under the description, I'm saying owner finance, $20,000 down, here's your payment.
Dueño, use those words.
I can send you the write-up on it. And that came from somebody in the community who was crushing it with lease with options. Yeah.
The majority of people don't exercise that option.
Then that's a
Big
Na-
difference.
national average?
Then you really win if they don't decide to sell it, because then you could sell it at market rate and make a lot more.
Just from what her point earlier, they don't perform.
Then you still pocket that.
Okay.
5 to 7 grand.
In 3 years, just say this thing's worth $450. Okay, that number just hit 100,000.
Now you just reboot and just.
Now you're call a real estate agent. Hey, Chris, this didn't happen, and I'm ready to just dump it. Okay, great.
Buy my lot, tear down the house.
I don't know that Jay would be tearing down a $450,000 house. I don't know. If it burns down, call him.
Yeah.
So this gives you the most amount of options versus just doing it as a straight rental. You got no option fee, and none of this applies. So what is the do 380 times
Times 12.
380 times 12? No, we got to do 1 year at a time.
It's 13K
13K,
for 3 years.
just 1 year.
Just 1 year? Okay.
Hey, real quick, can you hit that like button for me? I appreciate you. Thanks.
8 times 12. 45, 60.
45, 60. And if we rent for $3,000, take 1 month off of that, minus 3. So it'd be 35, 60.
The agency is to list it.
Yeah,
the rental?
that's to find place and qualify the tenant.
Yeah, typically, like if you have kind of branch out, I mean, if you found your own lease option buyers, then you don't have to pay that. But if you work with Chris or whoever can help bring you the lease option buyer, usually they want the first month rent as their service fee, connection fee, however you call it, to place the tenant.
Finder's fee.
Finance.
So if you call me and you're like, Chris, I want to hire you to find me a tenant. Across the board, no matter where you go, it's always 1 month's rent, whether it's me or any other agent. So a 1 year rental, you're looking at $35.60 per year. Average tenant stays 2 or 3 years, but they only sign a 1 year agreement at a time. Now you can kick that up yearly, but on average, you're only looking about a 2 to 3% increase in rent payments per year.
How do you get 35, 60?
Take the agent fee off.
It's 45, 60 minus 3 grand.
Yeah. So take 1,000 off of 45. Now it's 35. No, shoot. You're right. See? Don't let the dyslexic play with numbers.
15.
15, 60. So you're barely making any.
Sorry.
Because you have to let go 3 grand.
3,000 each year, like every year the agent will get that same fee.
No, that's
Well,
usually one
it's
time.
when they put the,
It's when they
To tenant.
so if the tenant stays 3 years, you only paid that fee.
once.
Okay,
If you have to call an agent
It's a
to
one-time fee.
re-rent, correct. So if you have to turn it over every year, now you're going to have a month worth of vacancy to clean it up and get it ready, and then you have another month to have the agent find and place that tenant. So you're only collecting 10 months. And that's why every lender, mortgage lender, is going to factor on, as a landlord, 10 months of payments. Because they have 1 month for vacancy and 1 month to re-rent.
I will say that the one benefit to just renting it straight out, not that I'm not a fan of the lease purchase, but if you rent it straight out, then you're not committing to the $400,000 sale price. So if you rent it, even just for a year, and it's gonna appreciate, then next year it may be worth more, the following year it may be worth more. Whereas in the lease purchase scenario, you are committing to say, if the buyer does follow through with it, that you're obligated to sell it for 400 within the terms of that lease option agreement.
If you telling
So-
us you have to exit in 3 years, so you can be able to use your entitlement, that's a different story. Then
But
you-
statistically, 85% of the time, people do not exercise their option to purchase. So that means they're gonna just wind up being a renter in the long term, and then you're gonna get it back, and then potentially you could just rinse and repeat if you want to.
But you keep that $5,000.
Yep.
My
And the
original
house is now appreciated
minimum
in
goal
3
was
Yeah,
years.
and the house is appreciated.
Why would you keep them as a renter? I would offer the option agreement again.
Extend the option if they want to stay.
I always do.
For another fee.
Yeah,
For another fee. I can tell you from personal experience, when you
They're
want
gonna
when
say
you
no.
when you want another fee,
They-
they're not going to be happy.
No.
I literally just went through that. Some people, sure, I'm almost there. I'm this. The people I was dealing with it's everybody else's problem, not mine.
Yeah.
And that's it. It sucks, but that's the way it is.
Okay.
On that deal that I just went through the whole scenario, I was supposed to make about 80 grand off of that in 3 years.
Well, another.
I made 10. 5 off of the rent, and I sold it for 5 more than the current mortgages.
I don't know how Maryland.
I'm out. Okay, great.
Yeah, still make 10.
I made 10 grand in a 3-year investment. Okay. I went there once, and that was a week ago. I've already owned it for 3 years. Never saw that place.
Right.
Okay, so my ROI is like 98% from the time that I have into it.
Yep.
So and I forget who it was, but it's some YouTube university, but talking about, your ROI, your cash on cash, stuff like that. I put 20 into it, and at the time of purchase, probably 5 hours. It took me 7 hours to drive there. I was there for an hour. Okay, so even including the management and dealing with a handful of headaches, I had 15 hours into it, and I made 10 grand. Okay, versus if you switch those numbers around, that would be a bad investment. If I spent 1,500 hours and only made 10 grand, okay, now I'm not doing well. My ROI or my COC is not where it should be. Okay. So now I'm going to take that 10 grand and go dump it into one of my renovation projects. And I have 2 of them going on right now.
All right, so I got a question. It turns into basically a rental. He's now landlord. It's not owner occupied, correct? In this lease option plan.
Correct.
Recapture.
Your taxes will go up. Sometimes they catch you, sometimes they don't. It usually takes a year to 2 for them to catch you.
Pocketing 64 is not full, because he would have to do a 1031.
Gross. I don't know what the tax basis is now versus then, where you're at versus where you'll be at, all the different things. But yes, recapture is definitely
Lived there for 2 years? Technically.
so
Two
with
out of the last 5 years.
2 of the last 5. So yeah, you're still exempt from the capital gains,
Yeah.
and that's if they perform within those 3 years.
I made sure that it was past the BA requirement of looking at before renting it and stuff like that.
It's usually only like a year for that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2, but I think it's only a year and a half.
Yeah. Because I know it like FHA is a year, and VA follows very similar guidelines.
Then you can pocket the 64 for cash tax free.
I mean, there's a way to do it, yeah.
Because he's lived there 2 of the last 5
2 of the last 5 years.
He didn't have to pay the recapture. Well, he still has to pay the recapture.
If you take depreciation as a rental, yes, you're going to have to pay recapture when you sell it. But you're not paying capital gains as long as you sell it within that 3-year period.
So technically,
Because it has to be your primary residence 2 out of 5 years. So you could,
250 tax exclusion for a single filer,
correct.
right? And then if you were married, it'd be 250 each person. Basically, take profits on that. Up to that amount. Pretty much as long as you live there 2 of the last 5 years of property.
So you could move in, buy it, move in, live there for a year, rent it for 3, move back in for 1, and you still hit that same metric of 2 of the last 5 years.
So if the house appreciates, let's say you bought it for 300, it appreciates to like 550. There's other numbers, tax free. You can do that pretty much.
Rinse and repeat. And you don't have to do a 1031 exchange going that route.
You're gonna pay taxes.
Yeah.
Whenever you're structuring the lease option, do you only put the singular price of 400,000? Because like, so the house isn't worth 400,000 today, or maybe a year from now. So
Right.
isn't like, you put like if you purchase it 1 year, it sells for 380, in 2 years,
Nope.
390, just a singular price
No,
of 400.
because, hey, we're gonna,
They can
you the,
exercise the option at any point during that time.
Correct.
But you're gonna set that value at what your worst case scenario would be, because it's flat.
correct. So there's no tiered system per year. It's just any time in this 3 years, you can do it. Now, we know, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, or if you don't, like, I have other people doing different way that instead of set the end, they just agree, okay, we're gonna agree that every year it's gonna appreciate 2%. Our purchase price is based on the appreciation. Depends on what time you exercise, every month's gonna be add up additional percentage off. So they're still clear, it's just based on math. You can also set it that way, so it's fluctuating. But it's really depend on what you do. Like, I do prefer to have an end target, so whether they exercise sooner or later, I still hit that number. But some people will negotiate, that's a negotiation point. Like, you can, also a selling point, you can say, well, in Westminster, typically the average appreciation every every year is 3%. I'm selling you at 2%. That's an incentive for them to agree paying you additional option fees. Like, well, you locked in, you still pay appreciation, but that's lower than you would get it from the market. Because every year it goes up 3%. I'm selling it at appreciation at 2%. You're still winning on that side, even though you pay me option fee. So a lot of times people negotiate, well, I don't really want to pay option fee. That's a selling point.
I guess like, the reason I ask is like, what if like crap hits the fan and it doesn't actually appreciate to the 400,000 we anticipated it would, and then they can't get approved for a loan for 400 grand because it's not worth that.
Is that your problem or their
That's
problem?
not your problem. They can walk
They
away.
can continue to rent it, or they can re-up for another lease option.
They
You
don't
have multiple
buy.
options at that point. You can renew the lease with option, collect another fee. You can choose to just be a landlord, and that's your choice. Or just say it only appraises for 370. They can bring additional cash if they really love that house, but they can only get a loan for 350 and your price is at 400. Well, they got to come with $50,000 in cash to be able to close.
Well, think about this, they're not renters, and they have the mindset of an owner, they've been
Freehold.
maintaining the property, they've been
Yeah.
putting in appliances, they've been.
Those are the ones that you want to get. It's not always the case. I speak firsthand on that. So, but that one was already under a lease with option. So I didn't get to really qualify the people. I did make them redo their option contract because I did not like the one that the owner did. So I made my sale contract contingent upon making that lease with option contract better for me. Because I didn't get to collect that fee, the seller did. But how that helped me was that seller already got that money. So the money I was willing to pay him to buy the property, even subject to, was like, I think they paid $7,500. My offer price was $7,500 less. I was all in out of pocket, roughly 20 grand. Okay. I made that back plus 5 grand renting it over the last 3 years, and I just sold it for 5 grand more than I owed. Now I'll get the tax stuff back and I'll get the insurance stuff back. So all in, I made an extra $1,000. So I made 11 grand in 3 years by putting very little effort into something with this strategy. I love this strategy. In this area, it's not normal. And anytime you talk to a realtor, they'll tell you it's a lease option. So it's all one thing. They're wrong. And until I educated myself on them, I was that stupid agent. I was uneducated. So they're two totally separate documents.
Agents are stupid. Yes, it's on the board.
Yes, real estate agents are stupid.
There's a separate option addendum.
Correct.
Does it help?
Yeah, a lot.
You could walk.
See, it was
decide
worth
not to show
coming.
up today and be a landlord and lose money, or
At $1,560 a year, you would lose money.
yeah.
Yeah, you will lose money.
Anything you hit fixed.
Yes. Because just say your HVAC went out. There's about 10 grand.
And
So you-
if Jay Moore comes in as a salesperson, I would have sold you that thing for 25.
Now, she mentioned about if the market changes and goes down, but historically, that doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
Correct.
When
What if
when
scenarios?
I've done my lease options in the past, I do them a little bit differently. I don't set a purchase price. I set it as the median average of two independent appraisals. So like if I were gonna sell you the house on a lease option, you were gonna buy it within the next 3 years. I set it so that you have to get an appraisal and pay for it, and I have to get an appraisal and pay for it, and then whenever the median average is between those appraisals is the price that I'm gonna sell it to you at. So in that case, like you were saying, you're a gambler when you're a landlord. So this is a gamble, but I'm banking on the fact that historical averages are 4% per year increase in the real estate market over the last 100-year average. So chances are I'm gonna make more than the 400 based on what current market conditions have been in the past decade.
If they trash your house, then it just hurts your appraisal too.
Say that again?
If they like trash your house, then it just hurts your appraisal too.
Does it though?
I don't know. I think so.
Because, I mean, really, when you're looking at the appraisal value, what are they really looking at? You're talking about a home inspection. A home inspection is different than the appraisal.
Okay.
I mean, they do go inside the house, look at the condition.
Yeah.
So it just, there's a different matrix, right?
Okay.
So it's look at the soul come in the area, but they do take consideration what's inside the house. Cause I have appraisal, come to the property, they'll go inside, take a bunch of picture to make sure it's not being trashed. If it's
I think they would
bad
have to do
shape.
significant damage, though, in order for it to affect the
Yeah, that's what
appraisal,
she
like
asked.
Yeah.
ripping out walls and leaving open exposed 2x4s and stuff like that.
That condo that I am trying to sell with owner finance, just appraised for 180. Retail market right now, I could probably sell it for like 160 because of condition. And it wouldn't appraise for a regular bank loan because the kitchen original cabinets, it's missing a door and 2 drawers. The number hit value-wise, but for you to go get out a regular bank loan to buy that, the appraiser would be, hey, we'll give you this value contingent upon X, Y, and Z being fixed. So creative finance is the greatest thing out there because that's exactly what this is. You're essentially saying, I'm going to be your bank for 3 years until you can go get a regular bank.
And you have to remember that you're targeting somebody who's not in a position to buy right now. Right?
A little bit lower credit.
Yep.
As a landlord and a property manager, in this area, I look for a minimum of a 600 credit score. And I'm more focused on the details of that report than the actual number. My credit score bounces between like a 725 and a 740. It's not because I don't pay my bills on time, it's because I have a lot of debt. I should have like an 850 because every single one of my bills is paid on time, but I have a lot of debt and I don't show a lot of income on paper. So when I go get loans, they're like, why is your score so low? You pay everything on time. It's because I got a lot of debt. I mean, like, I've got like 17 mortgages in my name. None of the properties are in my name.
And your
They're
actual,
in my trust.
They're not in like LLC name?
I don't have any LLCs. I got rid of them all.
Wow.
Some of,
So all those
Some of my
mortgages
loans-
you have as personal debt on your credit report?
yeah,
Wow.
some of those mortgages are in LLCs that are closed.
It's time to get them.
'Cause I would-
CR, get it off your personal debt, DTI.
You
Well,
haven't
when
you
you-
haven't paid any attention to how I do things now.
When they go
I
through
can't-
underwriting, they look at more than just your credit score. I mean,
Yes.
they look at the whole global cash flow analysis of your PFS.
My portfolio grosses somewhere between $12,000 to $15,000 a month. Not bad.
What's the easiest way to require the credit, all the granular details of their credit?
I'm sorry, say that again.
To get all the granular details of the applicants
Mm-hmm.
and their credit score?
Call me and I will dissect it. I can read, I've been doing this long enough that I can read through somebody's credit report and tell you if they're going to take care of their pets or not. I can't articulate how I do it. I've just stared at these things for the last 19 years. And that's how I do it. I don't know. But a lot of it is, and a lot of people that are renting that can't necessarily get a mortgage. Majority of them, medical debt or I fell on hard times because of a family, student loans, divorce. I got to start over again. And anybody with kids, they're going to like this a whole lot more than just renting, because there's all kinds of scientific studies out there that show kids that or parents own a home develop and all the good stuff it just makes them a better kid and gives them a better life. And the numbers are drastically different from somebody who owns a home versus somebody who rents.
Well, that's a different angle now. Kids are in school, in place. They don't want to rezone them to a different school. They don't want to change their lifestyle and what they've already established. So they're going to most likely follow through if they're a family.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And I noticed that you can also, this is a good pitch too, like, because you basically, they know that's the house they're moving in, they're buying, they planning to buy, they can start decorating it, appreciate. Also, you can tell them, like, I'm not going to be the landlord, just like, jack out the rent rate all of a sudden just because I can. You're basically secure in a way that it's a guarantee. You know exactly how much you're going to pay. You can plan for how much you're going to buy for it on this house. So it's a very assuring, comforting thing that they can, know upfront as a future buyer.
I'm glad you brought that up. So I just did one of these in Frederick 4 months ago. I got a $5,000 option fee. I'm getting $2,000 a month in rent. They got a 5-year option. I built into that rental contract that rent's going to increase 2.5% per year. I'm making a freaking killing.
And if you didn't do that and you just took the 3,000 that's market rent today to next year, you're actually getting a break on that. It's like,
Average rent increases are.
I would say 5%.
So it varies very much. So yeah, 2 to 5. I keep, for example, Montgomery County has a cap at 4.4.
Sucks.
Yes, Montgomery County does suck, which is why I don't want to be a landlord
What's
there.
the cap right now for Montgomery?
4.5, 4.4.
HOC ran was a
You just
good-
need to invest in
It's,
landlord-friendly states.
Yeah.
Landlord-friendly areas.
Yeah, right.
Maryland overall,
Landlord-friendly county.
yes.
Carroll County.
Which is why I
is
invest
a
in Hagerstown.
landlord-friendly county. That's why I love it. Frederick is also fairly friendly compared to Montgomery.
Compared to Montgomery County, yes, Frederick County is a lot better,
Yes.
but they're still not great. That's why I like Hagerstown. 30 days, I got my court date.
Young man, go west.
Well played. And Carroll County, to my knowledge, is pretty roughly in the middle. You're kind of like Frederick. So Montgomery County, you're 90 days before you get any traction. Frederick, 60. Hagerstown, Washington County, 30. Cleveland, 30.
Texas likes 3 days.
Texas, before you even put the 3-day notice on the door, there's already somebody there throwing their butts out. Texas moves quick. So again, without getting political, red areas are a lot more landlord friendly. Blue areas like Montgomery County, New York City, I'm sure you've heard horror stories out of just in general, very blue. Not hating one way or the other, but as a landlord and a business owner, I'm putting my money in the red areas
Calling it how we see it.
because that's what fits me, that's what fits my model. And as much as I love and or hate people, I'm not paying their bills. I don't even want to pay my own bills, and I got an army of kids that I got to pay their bills too. So if I'm going to invest my money into something, I need a return on it, because otherwise then I'm just throwing it away. So if I end up with a bad tenant, and I've had tenants that are great for 1, 2, 3, 5 years and then completely go to poo. Flipping that around, I've had plenty that started out like poo and turned around and were great. That's why being a landlord is a gamble. It is what it is. But the more you intelligently gamble, and in real estate you can, anything else, there's experts that are way better at like craps. That's literally a roll of the dice and a spin of the wheel and all that stuff. No, thank you. At least in real estate, I have control.
Yeah.
And I have 4 or 5 different exit strategies. If it truly hits the fan, you could turn around and sell this thing subject to.
Yep, I was thinking that already.
You know, you'll be able to get
Land
your,
sales contract.
you won't get your initial VA entitlement back, but you'll get your secondary entitlements. So just say your total entitlements are $1 million and you've spent 400 of them, then you still have another 600 on your next house. And that's the second tier, and if you need to talk to that lender, I can put you in touch with them. That's all he does. Helpful?
Yeah, a lot.
Good.
It's a lot more it is.
And that's why we do this. You know, there's tons of meetups that have speakers, and they're great. Jay and I go to them all the time. We run into David, most of them. You know, Shani puts one on. Ours is, hey, bring your problems and let's do a whiteboard on it. Or, hey, let's just hang out. We got 10 new people today. Great. Let's just sit and talk and figure out what the next step is for where you're trying to go. Because I've been in the game for 19 years. He's been in the game a long time. He's been in the game a long time. And being able to help network and all of that. So now, from essentially a selfish perspective from me, if you need a realtor, the odds of you calling me just went way up. Prior to today, you didn't know who I was. You know, whether you call me or not, obviously I hope you do, but doing this model, don't call me. If you want help or you want some questions answered, by all means, yes, call me. I'm happy to help you. But don't hire me to do that until you get run into like the paperwork. I'll refer you over to a transaction coordinator because yes, I have the paperwork. Yes, I can make it work. They can do it in a split second. It'll take me 3 days. I'd rather just refer you to one of my friends that can knock that thing out in about 3 seconds, and it's done better.
And Zillow is a really well-trafficked site. So, like, you can set your own account up on Zillow and list that, whether you want to list it as a for sale by owner or list it as a for rent, or in my case, I would probably list it as both, for sale by owner and for rent.
Yes.
So it comes up under the rental manager and under the sale properties.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people that traffic Zillow.
It's
And the nice part
arguably the
about-
largest site out
also
there
the nice
for
part
real
about their
estate.
rental manager piece too is, and this is attractive for just tenants, they can pay like a $35 application fee, and then I think it's either 30 or 90-day window. They don't have to keep paying that fee. They can keep applying for houses on Zillow. They pay that fee one time to Zillow, and then you have all of that information, so you get to see their credit report and all that stuff as part of their application.
I'll say this, the credit report's not as good as you get realtors information, but I've done both. I actually have one right now on Zillow.
I screen my own tenant, I don't let them put in their report, just because.
I exempt the Zillow report all the time.
If you falsify information, there's no way for me to check it, when did they pull it, they can, nowadays, there's a lot of software you can just edit, number on it, I just always tell them to pay, and I always pull their report.
Yep.
Yes.
Agreed.
If you want me to run it through my software, just send me their details and I can run it for them. Doesn't cost you a dime. Cost them $45 or $55.
Now,
And
let's
it's-
stir the pot a bit. You talked about rental applications. There's sellers making bank on rental applications.
True.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't upcharge my application fee at all.
Your mileage may vary.
The potential applicants.
Their name and email address. And then I just plug it into my system. It emails them the application. They fill it out. And once it clears, you get the results. And I can set you up a whole portal, all that stuff. But management-wise, including my own doors, we're managing 45 or 50 right now across 4 states. Because I'm here, Ohio, Florida, and Texas. I'm actually looking at a new one in Texas as soon as my guy gets me the info. My property manager in Texas called me and goes, hey, here's a situation. Seller finance, they want 25 grand on a $100,000 property. I'm like, he's like, but it rents within like 6 days. I've been managing it for 4 years, and this guy just needs cash. Okay. And I'll look at making net $400 to $500 a month. Okay. I can't do math in my head, but quick math, I'm probably going to have my money back in 3 years or less. Every deal I buy, in a perfect world, I'd have all my original capital back in 2 years. If I can get it back in 3 to 3.5, on average, I rarely sell properties, but on average, investors sell every 10 years. So if I have my money back within, just say 3 years, I did nothing but make profit for 7 years. No matter what the end sale price is on that, I made money for 7 consecutive years using other people's money. And that was a huge mindset shift for me, because prior to 3.5 years ago, I was that traditional investor. I had 5 rentals, put my 25% down, full doc with everything. I don't exist on paper anymore. Are you getting value out of this? If you would, hit that like button for me. Now, let's get back to the video. I am unbankable and I am unemployable, but I also started my own bank. And I can get loans based on my portfolio, my passive income, my active income, but I personally don't exist on paper.
So let me ask you this, you said you need 3 years. Do you have a plan, like you're moving somewhere else? Or
Yeah, what? Sorry, we didn't go that far.
Not exactly. It's just more of arbitrary number to a degree, because let me check this. Yeah, in 4 years from now, I will have to change duty station.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
the
you wanna
military
get
has
ahead of
a minimum, like, or sorry, maximum of, I think, 8 years to 9 years at one location. And I had already done, I think, 2.5 to 3 where I am right now. And my first contract was 5 years, the second contract was 4 years, so at least 9. Considering I came in on like the second year, I think like right at the end of the second year of the military, I came to this duty station. When the contract that I'm in currently ends, I will be right at like 1 year. I'll have to move. So I was like giving myself time, because
That's smart. I guess to say with this, if you are planning 3 years and you talked about the capture, the capital gain stuff, I would suggest getting them started on a refi. They are gonna, or not a refi, but mortgage, getting ready to buy it at 400. End of year 2, getting into year 3, get them prepped. So that it'll take a few months to get that stuff ready. Right? They're not prepared for it. Then you can't be like, okay, year 3, I'm gonna start doing it now. Or like, say, 36 months. Let's say they're in month 34. It's not going to be that fast.
Yeah, most people that do this as a model, they have already a credit repair company, they have a mortgage lender already on base, and they're working with them throughout the 3 years. So it actually
Most people that do this are, I have dings on my credit. I can't get a new mortgage, or I have credit, or I don't have enough for the full down payment yet to get that payment to where I can afford it because of interest rates, because of whatever the case. Those are the main 2 reasons that people do something like this. Those are the people you want, because they're going to take a whole lot better care of your house anyways, versus your just standard rental.
Depending on your scenarios, sometimes you'll even get investors that'll jump on those. Because if the deal is decent enough as far as like what they're paying per month back to you, that they have any ability to get overhead on it, they might do what's called a sandwich lease option. Or like I would come in and then I would agree to all those terms with you, and then I would release it to somebody else. So I'm now in the middle and I'm making a couple $100 slice every month, and then I'm gonna release it to an end user tenant. So that kind of stuff happens too. I've done that before.
You get an investor that already has some people that are looking for maybe fast. Like work out. So basically, I think we would say, don't sell it now.
Right. Yeah. Don't sell it, go for this.
Inside of these investor groups, you may find somebody that is investing in that area, or maybe they're looking for primary residence themselves in that area, right? So like, let's say I'm an investor and I live in that general area and I'm interested in getting a house that I can live in. So I'm not gonna sandwich lease option it out to somebody else, but I'm gonna be that guy who's, doesn't exist on paper, that can't get loans, but I wanna get a house for myself. This is a way for me to get in and get it as an investor. So within the investor segment of the network around here, you know, there's leads there also.
And also self-employed contractors.
So what's a big one?
So self-employed is huge because you have to be on paper documented for 2 years before you even qualify for a regular mortgage.
Yep.
Is it
Even to the point where you can target market self-employed people, honestly.
Yes,
Because the biggest problem they have is they don't make enough money on paper.
correct. Cash deals on the side work.
Yep.
but is it easy to get to like major roads and stuff? I didn't see
I would say it's like a secondary artery, it's not
It's
like.
like contractors, you know, I sold one a while back.
I think it's 90.
It's a beat up house, but the contractor bought it because they wanted the land. They're like, we're gonna have all these trucks on here. That's another.
Yeah, somebody who can't be in an HOA because they have vehicles, landscapers, tow trucks, box trucks, truck driver, handyman,
You see
regular.
a lot in Carroll County.
Oh, it's huge.
yeah.
It's huge.
Or even they just wanna have ATVs on their property.
Yes, all of the above.
Or their kids have a go-kart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
or they want to get one,
Yeah.
and they're
Like
gonna.
6 of them in your garage.
Yeah, I do.
I hate HOAs.
Yeah, I can't live in an HOA.
The person who want a bigger plot of land, that they will want your house because they want to be a little bit away from.
You find somebody like me that doesn't exist on paper, can't get a regular loan for XYZ reasons, and wants to be, off grid, quote unquote. Especially in Carroll County, there's dozens of that. Because prior to development, that's exactly what Carroll County
The
was.
reason I got the house in the first place is I wanted a place that was close enough to towns and cities, but still had trees around it.
Correct.
So,
Yeah, and Salem Church is a nice area. Yeah. Salem Bottom, those, yeah. Yeah, my aunt and uncle used to live off of Salem Bottom.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you had another question.
Would that help?
yeah, a lot.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Things about it that I think might make some of those harder, just like small stuff like the driveways, gravel and stuff like that might need to be fixed, but most of that should be.
contractor. If somebody has a small
You would
contractor.
think, but it's gravel and it goes uphill, so it might not be, depends.
But to somebody that wants to own
Yeah,
and they can't own because of all of the mitigating factors we've already discussed, stuff like that, they're not gonna care about. They're gonna be looking at the,
That's what I'm saying. That's like,
I can own a house, right? And they're gonna look at, down the road, if I wanna pave the driveway, I can pave the driveway.
yeah.
So they're looking more at the meat and potatoes.
I have a tenant buyer coming in, it's like, can I, so I see you don't have a fencing yard, can I just put fence on it? Absolutely, so they end up putting a really nice white fence in the backyard.
I've had-
If they decide- if they
I've had
decide not to buy,
three tenants put a fence up,
that's
and those were
backyard.
just on regular rents.
I don't need to pay. Yeah.
Like, they don't bring it up at any point prior, and I tell them no anyways because I'm cheap. But they'll be in for like a month and be like, "Hey, we want to put a fence up." Okay, go ahead. I'm not paying for it because you rented it without a fence, and that was very clear. I'm like, but we really want a fence. Oh, great, put a fence up.
But make it clear that after you move out, you still stay as is. If they're okay with it, sure, that's an upgrade for you. You don't have to pay.
Yeah, fair enough.
they're probably not gonna want to like pay somebody to remove it anyway. So
Well, no,
Say,
because
I don't
then
have to approve it, so it doesn't look shit. But,
right.
Yeah.
You know, it's that. Like,
But then
just
also,
style
if
you
they're
put it on.
like, hey, if they want to take it out when they're done, they won't. But just say they do.
Yeah.
Okay, but it has to be put back to the condition it was in prior to that fence being there. So now they gotta re-dirt it, reseed it, grow the grass back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
I was just getting ready to address that. In my leases, I have that if they do any improvements to the property that have been approved in writing by the landlord, that they become a permanent appurtenance of the property at that point, that they can't remove it.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, sounds a lot better than what I was trying to do, which was just not lose money selling.
And we just figured out a way to help you make money.
The alternative was pay your rent at where you're living right now, and then have a mortgage on top of that, and there's no.
Yeah.
Then there's the what if, which may happen. Toilet goes out. I don't know, some type of stuff that requires you to come out of pocket.
Yep.
And dip into your savings here, and we just came out
Got money for that.
winning here.
Like,
Yep.
You know, these little groups like this, I've paid personally like 12, 15 grand to talk to like 5 people and do something like this. Like, this is why this is so valuable, like these little smaller meetups.
The huge meetups look great on social
Yeah,
media.
they're sexy on social media.
They're beautiful. I've learned and done more deals at small little ones. I got a 3-unit on a Morby deal off of going to a meetup. And there was like 15, 20 people there.
that's great.
Sweet. That's one of the ones I'm renovating right now.
Is that here, Texas, what?
Hagerstown.
Oh,
Yep. And the only reason it took longer to start the renovations is, and this is another thing for visibility. I'm on pretty much every social media platform out there. I post a ton. I'm in like the throw as much stuff up against the wall as I can find, figure out what's working, and then I can fine tune it later. But from that, somebody from the city of Hagerstown reached out to me on LinkedIn and was like, hey, did you know we have this grant revitalization program for landlords? I have no idea what you're talking about, but let's learn. I'm doing a $30,000 renovation. I got 10 of it out of the seller in the negotiations, and I'm getting 10 out of the city. I'm getting a $30,000 renovation for 10 grand. And then that will increase my rents because I'm splitting the utilities. That will increase my rents somewhere between $400 to $500 a month. I just turned a $350, $400 a month cash flow into almost $1,000 for 10 grand out of my pocket. I'll make that 10 grand back in 8 months.
yeah.
So it's all the different creative ways to solve the same problem. Because this, potential $64,000 number to this potential 15, 16 number, there's a large gap in between there. This is how you get wealthy. This is how you go broke.
You know what's sad? Most people find out about this right after they're like 2 years into this.
Yep. This is what 90% of the industry pros know. This is what 10% of us know.
Welcome to the
Yeah,
10%.
Welcome to the 10%.
You just got upgraded from the masses to the, what's a bougie word? The seat at the king's table? Is that,
The round table.
there we go, the round table. That was what I was looking for. You are now seated at the round table. Hey, that bearded guy can help.
That bearded guy.